There are ways of improving standards, but you know, even a building built in the 60s properly to building regulations that were then prevailing, such a building should have been proof against an incident like this. There are many puzzling things about how this fire spread here, and until that's all found out, it'll be difficult to pinpoint the cause exactly. But the main thing that we can do now as compared to then is to do with electronics and fire alarms and the signal systems. And of course, we have better science about preventing the spread of fire and also the arrangement of escape routes. There are three things you have to do to create fire safety. Firstly, stop fires happening in the first place, and that's largely a matter of behaving in the right way in kitchens and so on, but also having interior finishes that don't catch light easily. Secondly, you must stop the fire spreading throughout the block, and there are many, many ways of doing that. So-called protected compartments, for example, or fire doors, or fireproof construction. And thirdly, you try to arrange escape routes, protected routes, so that you have the time, because of the prevention of spread, the time to escape to a place of safety. And one of the things, as you know, about this block is that it had a central stair. And the reason that was justified, one of the reasons, is that the routes to that stair were along external open balconies. But that depends on fire not coming onto that balcony or onto the stair, and we'll need to know why the fire spread to those places, whereas even in the 60s the regulations should have stopped that. Within a short period you should be able to leave your flat and get somewhere where the fire hasn't reached and will not reach until the time comes when you can either leave by yourself or firemen or women can rescue you. And that's why the place of safety is important. Commonly there are minimum distances, maximum distances rather, that you have to specify to reach that place, i.e. it mustn't be too far from your front door. And secondly, sometimes you have to have, depending on the construction of the blocks, alternative means of escape, as they're called, so that if your route is blocked in one direction, you go the other direction, which of course wasn't possible here, but there are reasons why that isn't the case, and there are certain circumstances in which single escape routes are permissible. The idea of the direction of exit is that if you are living in a block of flats where you might be trapped the wrong side of the fire, i.e. if the fire is between you and an exit, that clearly is a big problem. So if there's a chance of that happening and there's no way of getting past that fire, then what we do is we provide alternative means of escape. You can go to an exit in the opposite direction from the fire. You should really always go, a lot of this is common sense. You go away from where the fire is towards the place of safety or the protected staircase. And that doesn't necessarily mean, though, that you always have to have two fire escapes or two or more fire escapes. Sometimes it is possible to design with one. The question is, was that done exactly right in this case?